Never turn anything I say into your own private prison. This is easy to do when you listen to this kind of pointing or non-dual facilitators, or even read a book by someone that really resonates with you or you resonate with them, something that transmits. It's easy to solidify the words, even the stories, or when I reflect my own experience or reflect on my experience of awakening or what led to it and so forth. It's easy to solidify that into a map that we're not fully conscious of, like chasing my experience or comparing your experience to what I've said to kind of see, is that what Angelo means? Is this what Angelo means? If that's what's happening in that moment, you can just let it go. It's just a thought, really. You don't need to know what I mean. It's not about meaning. Really, these conversations, these videos are for momentary transmission. That's it. They're just for a moment-to-moment resonation. It's all about resonation. And so that resonation that you feel, hopefully, or you wouldn't probably be watching this very long, that resonation is the work being done. That's it. And then what that teaches you is nothing conceptual. It teaches you that in the next moment and the next moment, or randomly at some moment when you really aren't expecting anything specific, a kind of resonation that feels like that comes through from something different. It doesn't have to be a speaker. It could be a moment in nature. It could be a moment not in nature. It can be a very mundane moment. And all of a sudden, there's something there that feels like, oh, this is the resonation. I'm resonating with, I don't know what. And you don't need to know what. You don't need to compare it to any map. You don't need to compare it to what I said. The resonation is the key. If you want to give it some sort of label, I'll say resonating with a mystery. You're resonating with that mystery. So all we're really doing in these videos, these conversations, retreats, guided meditations, when it's the kind of relational aspect of awakening, and it's not all relational. Some of it has to do with your own inquiry, your own meditation, your own heart-based orientation to truth. And some of it does have to do with this kind of relational work we do. But as far as the relational aspect of it, that's it. It's really just learning to trust the resonation that's really available all the time. Now, again, don't hold me to that either. Don't beat yourself up if at any given moment you feel kicked out or you feel stuck in your head or contracted. That's okay. It doesn't mean anything's gone wrong. But just know at some level it is available. And the more you're open to that, the more you recognize that, and the more you practice resonation, the more you're going to start picking it up, right? The more you're going to pick it up in day-to-day life, the more you're going to pick it up in simple, mundane situations, taking a walk, washing the dishes, petting your dog or cat, laying in bed, feeling your hand on the sheets, feeling the pillow next to your face. All of these moments have something available. They always do. And it's far beyond the value we place on it. What's available all the time is far beyond the value we place on anything, any situation, any label, any perception. Very important to really let that register right now. Not hold on to it and be able to let go, but just let it register that what's available is far beyond any perception of what's actually happening. That's the beauty of this. That's the mystery that shines through. So learn the ways that it shines through for you, the environments, the situations. Maybe it's when you're writing poetry. Maybe it's when you're walking in nature. Maybe it's when you're meditating. Maybe it's when you're taking a bath. Who knows? Listening to music. Maybe it's when you're exercising. And start there. Start to see that something more than the event is coming through. That's resonation. And then you become more and more open and see that it is, again, available at all times. It may be subtle at first, but it will become less and less subtle. It will become more and more obvious. But what's changing about you as this happens is you, as a sense of a self apart, is getting less and less reactive, less and less demanding, right? We're so demanding. And the demandingness we have is really all the trouble. It's causing all the trouble. We demand that things be other than they are. That's really all that's happening. Through imagination, through planning that we identify with. Planning is planning, but when we identify with it and there's an underlying belief we're not completely aware of that it's going to finally make us feel better when that happens. Like that kind of activity that we're identifying with, those kinds of thoughts we're identifying with, that's what I mean by agendas and reaction and control mechanisms and so forth. Those will settle. They will settle. And how that happens is a mystery. You don't need to solve conceptually, but you can definitely tune into it. You can resonate with that mystery. So this is all about resonating with mystery, which is truly mysterious. You never need to solve this mystery. You don't want to solve this mystery. I don't want to solve any mystery, but I feel it all around and inside and outside, and I feel where there's no inside and no outside. It's a beautiful mystery. So resonance is what this is about, not about mapping, not about understanding, not about comparing your experience to mine. So don't let me get in your way.